Hey everybody, it's Ryan from CraftQuest, and it's time to give you a rundown on what's new in Craft 5.8. Now, this won't be everything that's new. This is going to be, in my opinion, what are the most important items available in Craft 5.8, starting with a new field type called content block. And this is a nice way to handle multiple fields that you maybe used to use in a single row matrix field, or you just had a group of fields in an entry type. So here's an example. This is a homepage hero here. And before I had this all as 3 separate fields, and now I have them all grouped together in a nice little gray box. And it just looks more unified, and I didn't have to co-opt a matrix field to make this happen. So how does that work? Well, if I go into my fields and then go down to my hero, you can see it is the field type of content block. Click on that, and here we go. We just have our field layout. We can add the fields that we want. We can customize them. We have the whole field layout capability. And then we can just use those in any of our entry types. And then in your template, this is a single template. This is the home page. So we have entry and then hero. That's the content block field. And then these are just the fields that are inside of it. So it's going to be your entry and then your containing field and the fields inside of the content block. Let's go back to that field type because the next thing I want to talk about are generated fields. So if we go back to our field and then look down below the field layout builder, we have generated fields. So what are generated fields? These allow you to define any additional values that should be saved on your elements. So for this hero field, I can also generate some text that's formatted, and I give it a handle, and then I have some twig code in here. And essentially what I'm doing is I'm trying to make the headline be a maximum of 4 words, and then if it hits 4 words, it should break the line and have another 4 words or whatever the remainder is. And I used to do that in the template, and now I've moved that into generated fields here. And then this is saved as part of the field data. And then on the front end, we can see that entry hero, and then that handle that I created here, hero text formatted. And since it has HTML in it, I'm just outputting it as raw. And that's all we need to do. And now that has been generated with each save of the entry. Okay, we're going to stick with fields and we're going to talk about entry type groups for matrix fields. So now you can break out entry types into groups within a matrix field. This makes it easier in the new entry dropdown to find the entry type that you're looking for. Back in our fields, we'll go to our content builder field, which is a matrix field. Scroll down and you can see now I have these different entry types organized by group. So this is general, marketing, and text content. And I can add a group and give it a name. Let's just call this one miscellaneous. And we can either add new entry types to it or drag and drop them between the different groups. And what happens is if we go to our content builder and we want to add a new module, you can see it's now broken up into the different groups right here, marketing, text content, and general. And you just find the one you need. This is particularly handy for those of you that are building content builders or page builders with a dozen or 2 dozen or 3 dozen different entry types. You now can organize them, which makes it a little bit easier for your content authors to find what they need. Okay, next up is element validation. There's a new context menu item in every element edit screen that allows the content author to validate the element before saving. I'm going to add a new testimonials module, and I see here that the name is required. Well, let's say I have a whole bunch of content here, and I don't keep track of what is required or not required. And instead of saving it, having a full round trip, and then maybe not realizing that it was required and it didn't save, and I walk away and my content never got updated, I can go to this 3-dot context menu and do validate entry, and it'll run the validation and tell me that the entry validation has failed. Of course, if I fill that in now and then run validate entry, it was successful. And this is available in all elements here. So it's going to be the same thing for categories. It's going to validate the element validation here as well, and for assets and any other elements that you are editing. It's a great way to make sure that the content authors know that everything validates before they hit save. Another improvement is inline search and element creation for relationship fields. So let's check this out. If we go into an adventure here and go to images, you can see I can add an asset to the entry here using this asset relationship field. But if we go in and edit the field settings and scroll down, there's a new light switch right under selection label called show the search input. Let's save that, reload, and now you can see we get a search field where I can type in the name of an asset and one or more will pop up depending on what you have. Select that, and there you go. Of course, I still have the ability to upload if I want to. Now on entry relationship fields, I can go in and let me just save that. And then we're going to go, let's go back into this actually, and go down to location right here. So I'm going to look at my field settings here, and you can see I have show the search input enabled. Now, this is only limits to 1, but you can see I get the search box. And if I search for a location, let's do Bend, Oregon, right? It shows it there. But let's say I do something like Hamburg, Germany. And you see I don't have anything called that yet in my location entries. So it now prompts me to create the new one, gives me the slide out with all of the form data that I need to fill out there. So that's a really nice enhancement for authoring experience when dealing with relationship fields. All right, we have some more content authoring changes. This one makes it easier to collapse or expand blocks in a matrix field. This is our content builder again. If I click on the 3-dot context menu here, I can do collapse all blocks and they're all collapsed, or I can say expand all blocks. We used to have to do this thing where we clicked one and did like shift or something and got them all and collapsed them. We don't have to do that anymore. We can just do collapse all or expand all. Pretty nice. And finally, we have the ability now to customize toast notifications and slide out positions. So if I go to my user account and then go to preferences, there's a new setting for notification position and slide out position. So I have customized this. The notifications are on the top left. You can put them anywhere you want. You can also switch the orientation of the slide outs as well. And this is a per user setting, so it's not going to apply globally to all of your content authors or your control panel users. All right, so those are the highlights from me on Craft 5.8. Thanks a lot for watching. Check out craftquest.io if you want to learn more about Craft CMS and modern web development. We have a lot of courses and lessons and live streams available for you. We hope to see you there. Thanks a lot. I'll see you on the next one.